Hello, aliens! We are back with a brand new episode this week, and this week we are talking about movies! Alright, if you guys watched my last video, you would totally know that I am a horror movie junkie. So today we are going to be talking about the age-old discussion of what is better, remakes or originals. Now, grab your tissues. Some people may get offended, or not. I'm not making this video to offend anyone. So, viewer beware. Anyways, so the first movie on my list of movies to put on this list of movies is my favorite movie all time, Halloween. So, we're going to go with the pros and cons of each movie I have on this list. So, first pro of the classic. It's an amazing piece of cinematic history. You know, it proved that you can do so much with little money or experience. I mean, John Carpenter was right out of film school. So, talk about little experience. The characters, they held to their roles pretty prominently. I think Jamie Lee Curtis did an amazing job as Laurie Strode. Hence her being the Scream Queen. Let's see, a con of the movie. Sort of a con for the same thing I just blessed it for. Play the devil's advocate here for a second. So, even though there were some really good cinematic points for being on a low budget and, little experience, there are also not so good points to that. Like, there's a scene, if any of you have seen the movie, there's a scene where Michael Myers, our antagonist, sort of peeks out from behind a bush to look at Laurie Strode, our final girl in the movie. She, she walks over there to where the bush was to see where he was, and he was gone. But the director's cigarette cloud from him smoking was not gone. And you could clearly see it in the picture. Another pro. Can we just talk about the innovation for Michael Myers' mask? I mean, you find me someone that can take a mask and turn it into something like that from something else. I will pay you a shiny buffalo nickel if I ever find one. Con? I can't think of any more cons. Now, folks, let's move on over to the dreaded, absolutely terrible horse wash of a video called Rob Zombie's Halloween. Rob Zombie needs to stick with music, man. Because, it dragged away from the original story. Michael didn't even look like Michael. All the stuff that happened is not what happened in the original story. I mean, another thing that royally ticks me off about it is the fact that the guy that plays Dr. Loomis in the originals was Scottish. The dude that plays Dr. Loomis in the remakes, he's British. That's not okay. Anywho, moving on to our next set of movies. And some of you, I had someone tell me on the last one that this is their favorite horror movie franchise. We will be talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. Tried to do my own little voice ad-lib thing there. Now, let me know in the comments if it worked or not. So, pro of the originals is the storyline. You have this creepy, sadistic, child killer. He gets burned alive, and he comes back something more demonizing and terrible. And he haunts kids in his sleep. Sort of like the SATs. Freddy Krueger is the SAT of the killers. Follows us in our dreams. We have nightmares about it. And, some of us don't survive it. Let's see, a con of it. It was just too punny. I go to a horror movie and I expect seriousness. Not, the killer cracking jokes while he's slicing someone up like a pizza. Side fun fact, did you know that's how they got Freddy Krueger's face? Is the director was bored waiting for some dudes that were doing stuff for the movie. He sat there with a pepperoni pizza and swirled it around until he got Freddy Krueger's face. Who I would kill for that pizza. I could kill for any pizza right now, to be honest. I'm craving pizza. But anyways, so I just think it was a little too dark comedy for my liking. But that's all I have to say about them. So, the remake. Please don't make me talk about this. But I've got to because I told you aliens I would. Anyways, so the remake is good if, you know, Freddy Krueger was a freaking alien. Hey, but if Robert Englund happens to see this, you are more than welcome to become an alien. We are always expecting new members of the fan group. Anyways, and last and certainly least, we have Friday the 13th. You know, this is a movie franchise that I really could get behind, you know. Kid drowns in lake, comes back as a pissed off goalie, and slices any teenager up that even remotely close to think of doing anything bad on his lands. Now, if you think about it in the right way, if people have seen the video, he's a serial killer version of old Greg. You know, he really is. But, you know, the storyline was really good. You know, it was just gory enough, but just cheesy enough that it didn't get kicked out of movie theaters. So, first pro of the originals. You know, it was just really good cinema all around. Especially when they came out with Friday the 13th 3 in 3D. It was amazing. You know, and I don't really have anything too much to say about them. Then we have the remake, which was actually surprisingly good for a remake. They still held true to their original plotline, which was amazing. And, you know, granted, there was a little bit more nudity than my liking in that movie. But, you know, it's expected with a horror movie in nowadays. So, yeah, you know, that's my take on the 3 big horror movies out right now. If there are any horror movies that I forgot and you guys maybe want me to include in a future video or whatever, let me know down in the comments. And while you're down there, go ahead and like, subscribe. Just told you to comment. And be tuned for next week, guys, because me and the lovely Anastasia will be doing a Guess That Song challenge. You know, Anastasia's going to pick songs for me to try to guess, and if I don't guess them, you guys get to pick what happens to me, and we will video it. Okay? So, stay tuned, guys. Until then, kick your neighbor if his name's Craig. Climb a ladder. Reach for the stars, and make sure to kiss your dog. Love you guys. Catch you next week. Bye.